The government is warning of an above-normal hurricane season, and here in the aisles of Home Depot, the calm before the storm is already over. I just got off the phone with a store manager in Florida. They received a shipment of generators at 6 a.m. By 6:45 a.m., 40% were gone. That's not a rumor, that's a receipt. Look, Americans are spending over $11 billion on prepping supplies right now, and the average shopper is grabbing milk and bread. But the pros, the preppers, they aren't even looking at the grocery aisle. They are speed walking past the lumber to grab 12 specific items you've probably walked past 100 times. Today we're breaking into their shopping carts. If you live anywhere near the coast, or even if you just hate being stuck in the dark, stop doom scrolling and start taking notes. This is the 2026 Hurricane Prepper Home Depot heist. Now, before we get into the list, let's talk about why this is happening now and not in August. Supply chain experts are warning that we are looking at a variance model for distribution this year. That is a fancy way of saying the stuff isn't coming back once it's gone. You know the drill. The news anchor tells you the storm shifted 50 miles east, so you drive to the Big Orange store only to find 3 abandoned pallets and a single lonely light bulb. That is the normie experience. But the gray man prepper? He's already loading his truck. A famous website reports that nearly 1/3 of American adults are now actively stockpiling. We aren't talking about bunkers anymore. We're talking about keeping the lights on while your neighbor is fighting over the last bag of ice. Item 1. The inverter generator walked past the big yellow construction generators. Those things scream. Literally, they sound like a lawnmower having a heart attack. Preppers know better. They head straight for the inverter generators instead. Look for the rigid or Furman aisles at Home Depot. Here's the truth you need to hear. A loud generator is a dinner bell for looters. When the power goes out, silence is safety. A quiet neighborhood stays off the radar. But that roaring construction generator, it announces your location from 3 blocks away. It says, hey, this house has power, food, and supplies. That is not a risk you want to take. Inverter generators run differently. They adjust their engine speed based on how much power you actually need. Running just your fridge and a phone charger, the generator slows down. It gets quiet, real quiet. You can stand next to one and still hold a normal conversation. They also sip fuel like a responsible adult, not chug it like a teenager at a party. A standard construction generator burns through 5 gallons in 8 hours. A good inverter can stretch that same tank to 12 or 14 hours. When gas stations are closed and roads are flooded, that extra time matters. It might be the difference between keeping your food cold or watching it rot. The rigid models at Home Depot right now are moving fast. Check the Furman ones too. Look for the dual fuel option if you can find it. That lets you run on propane, which stores forever. But even the basic gasoline inverter is better than nothing. Just remember, quiet keeps you safe, loud gets you noticed. Be smart. Buy the quiet one. Item 2. Portable power stations. Now, let me show you what the smart preppers are really grabbing. Not the gas ones. The battery ones. Walk over to the WaterBOB aisle. Look for the 40V portable power station. It looks like a tool, but it is actually a quiet little powerhouse. No gas, no fumes, no noise. Here is why this is a game changer for 2026. You can use it indoors. Think about that. Your gas generator has to sit outside in the rain. This sits right next to your couch. You charge it before the storm hits. Coffee shop, friend's house, your own wall outlet. Then you bring it inside and run your fridge, your TV, your phones. The WaterBOB model puts out 1,800 running watts. That is enough to keep your refrigerator cold and charge every device in your house. It has USB ports, regular outlets, even an LCD screen that tells you how much juice you have left. But here's the part that scares most people. They think battery power is weak. They are wrong. Pure sine wave technology means this thing powers sensitive electronics safely. Your laptop, your CPAP machine, no risk of frying them like a cheap generator can. And the quiet? You will forget it is even on. 60 decibels or less. That is normal conversation volume, not a roaring engine announcing your location to the whole neighborhood. Home Depot just reported record portable power sales in Q1 2026. The preppers are already buying these. The WaterBOB units are moving. If you see one on the shelf, grab it. Do not wait. Item 3, the WaterBOB. Now let me tell you about the one item that makes preppers smile like they just found money in an old jacket. Walk past the water bottles. Walk past the jugs. Those are for amateurs. Real preppers head straight for the aisle with the emergency gear and grab the WaterBOB, or the generic version. Either one works. Here's why this thing is genius. It is a heavy-duty plastic bladder, a big one. You put it in your bathtub before the storm hits, then you fill it with water from your tap. That is it. That is the whole trick. One bathtub, 100 gallons of clean drinking water. Let me say that again. 100 gallons for about $30. Do the math on that. Buying that much bottled water would cost you hundreds of dollars. It would also take up your entire garage. The WaterBOB folds up smaller than a shoebox. You store it under your bed and forget about it until you need it. Here's the part that scares most people. They think tap water is safe during a storm. It is not. The moment the power goes out, municipal water systems lose pressure, contaminated groundwater seeps in, broken pipes suck in mud and bacteria. The news will tell you to boil water, but guess what? You need power to boil water. The WaterBOB fixes that. You fill it before the storm, not after. Clean tap water goes in, clean drinking water stays in. The bladder has a special spout that keeps everything sealed. No contamination, no gross bathtub residue, just safe, fresh water for your whole family. Preppers are grabbing these fast right now. Home Depot stocks them in the emergency prep section, but they disappear quickly. Once hurricane season hits, good luck finding one. The factories cannot make them fast enough. $30 for 2 weeks of water security. That is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy. Do not be the person standing at the sink with an empty pitcher when the taps run dry. Get the bladder, fill the tub, sleep easy. Item 4, the 5-gallon bucket with Gamma Seal lid. Now, let me show you why preppers are walking out of Home Depot with stacks of orange buckets. Not the cheap snap-on lids. Those are useless. They leak, they pop off, they require a pry bar, and 15 minutes of swearing to open. Preppers know better. They are buying the Gamma Seal lid instead. This is a 2-part system. A threaded ring snaps onto the bucket permanently. Then a screw-top lid twists on and off with one hand. No tools, no prying, no frustration. And here is the part that matters most. It is airtight and watertight. Both pieces have rubber gaskets that seal completely. You could drop this bucket in a flooded basement and your supplies stay dry. You could store rice for 5 years and it stays fresh. The standard orange Homer bucket costs around $5. The Gamma Seal lid runs about $7 to $8 more. That is $12 to $13 total for a storage container that beats any expensive prepper bin on the market. But listen to me carefully. The orange Homer bucket is not food safe. The plastic can leach chemicals over time. Use those for tools, ammunition, toilet supplies, or emergency gear. Not for food. If you want to store rice, beans, or flour, buy the white food-grade bucket instead. Home Depot sells a 70 ml white bucket made from FDA-approved materials. It is BPA-free and FOS-free. Same size, same handle, same Gamma lid fits perfectly. Here is what the pros do. They buy 10 white buckets, 10 Gamma lids. Then they fill each bucket with a different staple. Rice in one, beans in another. Oats, pasta, salt, sugar, powdered milk. Each bucket holds roughly 40 to 50 pounds of dry goods. Stack them in a closet, put them in the garage, slide them under your bed. They take up almost no space compared to canned goods, and they last for decades if stored properly. Now here's the dirty secret preppers love. The bucket with a Gamma lid also makes the perfect emergency toilet. Line it with a trash bag. Add some kitty litter or sawdust. Snap on the lid when you are done. No smell, no mess, no running outside in the middle of a hurricane. Do not grab the cheap snap lids. Walk past them. Go find the Gamma Seal section. Your future self will thank you every single time you twist that lid open with zero effort while your neighbors are still fighting with a screwdriver and a hammer. Item 5. The Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal Tape. Now, let me show you what separates the amateurs from the pros in the tape aisle. Walk past the regular duct tape. Walk past the cheap silver stuff. That is for wrapping Christmas presents not surviving a hurricane. Real preppers are grabbing the Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal Tape, the 4-inch wide roll in the black packaging. Here is why this tape is different. It has a rubberized adhesive layer that is 3 times thicker than normal duct tape. You can apply it underwater and it still sticks. Let that sink in. You can actually hold it against a leaking pipe while water is spraying everywhere, and it will seal the leak. Preppers love this stuff because hurricanes destroy things. A tree branch punches a hole in your roof. A piece of flying debris cracks. Your garden hose gets shredded by wind-blown metal. This tape fixes all of it instantly. The regular duct tape from the dollar store, it peels off when it gets wet. It melts in the summer heat. It cracks in the cold. The Gorilla Tape stays flexible from 0 degrees up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It also resists UV rays from the sun, so it won't dry out and crumble after a few days outside. Here is the part that matters most for a hurricane. Wind drives rain sideways. Water gets into every tiny crack. If you try to patch a hole with normal tape, the water pressure pushes the tape right off. The Gorilla Tape has a double-thick adhesive that bonds to wet surfaces. Wood, plastic, metal, vinyl, even underwater. One roll costs about $15. That is cheap insurance when a broken window means your whole house floods. The preppers buy 2 rolls, one for the emergency kit, one to keep in the truck. Do not be the person standing in the hardware store with a leaking roof and a roll of sparkly silver tape that won't stick. Grab the black roll with the gorilla on the front. Your future self will thank you. Item 6. The DeWalt 7-piece titanium drill bit set. Now, let me show you why the preppers are heading straight for the tool aisle. Not for the drill itself, for the bits. Walk past the big sets with 50 pieces. Most of those are junk. Cheap metal that snaps the first time you hit a knot in the wood. Preppers know better. They grab the DeWalt 7-piece titanium drill bit set instead. Here is what makes titanium different. These bits have a coating that reduces friction. Less friction means less heat. Less heat means the bit stays sharp longer. You can drill through hardwood, softwood, even thin metal without the bit smoking or warping. The preppers love this set because every bit actually gets used. No filler pieces, no weird sizes you will never touch. Just the 7 most common drill bit sizes for boarding up windows, repairing fences, and securing plywood over broken glass. A standard bit set costs around $15 to $20. That is nothing compared to the cost of a broken bit when you are halfway through boarding up your house and the storm is 2 hours away. Now here's the part that matters during a hurricane. Speed. When wind is picking up and rain is starting to blow sideways, you do not have time to fight with a dull bit. The titanium coating stays slick, the bits cut fast and pull out clean, no getting stuck, no stripping the screw hole. One set lives in the tool bag, one set stays in the truck. That is the prepper rule. Because the moment you need to drill into a 2x4 to brace a door, a broken bit is a disaster. $15 fixes that problem forever. Grab the DeWalt titanium set. Leave the cheap sets on the shelf. Your wrists will thank you when you are not fighting a smoking drill bit an hour before landfall. Item 7. The Ready America 72-Hour Deluxe Emergency Kit. Now, let me show you the one purchase that makes preppers feel like they just stole something. Walk past the little first aid kits. Those red pouches with 20 bandages and some aspirin. That is not going to help you when a tree comes through your roof. The pros grab the Ready America 72-Hour Deluxe Emergency Kit instead. Here is why this thing sells out first every single hurricane season. It sustains 2 people for 3 full days. Everything you need lives inside one portable bag. Food, water, first aid, shelter, power, it is all there ready to go. The food situation alone is worth the price. 2 Coast Guard approved survival food bars. 2,400 calories each. That is enough energy to keep you moving when you cannot get to a grocery store. 5-year shelf life means you buy it once and forget about it until you need it. Water pouches come included too. Same 5-year shelf life. No rotating stock, no remembering to check expiration dates. Just grab the bag and go. But here's the part that the cheap kits skip completely. A compact power station lives inside this bag. When the grid goes down and your phone is dying, you have a way to charge it. That is not a luxury anymore. That is how you get updates, how you call for help, how you let your family know you are safe. The medical kit has 33 pieces, not just bandages, real wound care supplies, antiseptics, gauze, tape, the stuff you actually need when glass is everywhere and help is not coming for hours. Preppers love this kit because it solves the hardest problem. You do not have to think, you do not have to build your own bag and guess what you forgot. The thinking is already done for you. Red Cross recommended, 2-person rated, 3-day coverage, 1 bag. That is why these are flying off the shelves right now. Do not grab the little red pouch, grab the big bag with the power station. When the lights go out, you will be the only one on your block with food, water, and a charged phone. Item 8. The Husky Modular Rolling Toolbox. Now let me show you why the smart preppers are leaving the hardware aisle with a rolling tower of plastic boxes. Walk past the old wooden tool chests. Those stay in the garage forever. They are heavy. They do not move. The pros are grabbing the Husky Connect rolling system instead. Here is why this thing is genius. It is 3 separate boxes that stack together. The big one on the bottom has wheels and a handle. The middle box clicks on top. The small parts organizer clicks on top of that. One unit rolls like a suitcase. The preppers love this because it is a bug-out bag on wheels. When the water rises and you have 5 minutes to leave, you grab the handle and go. Everything you need rolls right behind you. No heavy lifting, no multiple trips. Here's the part that matters for hurricane season. Each box is water resistant. Rain splashes off. Puddles do not soak through. Your tools stay dry when you are loading the truck in a downpour. The small top box is perfect for your most important gear. Batteries, flashlights, first aid supplies. Medications, the things you grab first. The middle box holds your tools, the bottom box holds your heavy gear, duct tape, rope, work gloves, extra extension cords. One reviewer called this setup a toolbox TARDIS. It looks small on the outside, but it holds way more than you expect. The modular design means you only take what you need. Leaving for a short trip? Just grab the top box. Evacuating for a hurricane? Take the whole tower. Item 9. The 25-foot drain auger. Let me tell you about the grossest item on this list, and also the most necessary. Walk past the cheap plastic plungers. Those are for minor clogs on a sunny Tuesday. Preppers are grabbing the 25-foot drain auger instead. Steel cable, rotating handle, serious reach. Here's why this matters during a hurricane. Heavy rain overwhelms municipal sewer systems. Backups happen. Raw sewage pushes up through your drains, your basement floods, your shower fills, your toilet stop working. A plunger will not fix a sewer backup. The clog is not in the trap, it is deep in the pipe where you cannot see it. Maybe 20 feet down, maybe 25. That is exactly what a drain auger is made for. The pros look for the rigid Power Spin Plus model at Home Depot. 25 feet of kink-resistant steel cable, a 1/4 inch diameter that fits most household drains. And here's the smart part. It works 2 ways. You can spin it by hand with the built-in handle, or you attach any standard cordless drill for powered torque. That drill-powered option saves your arm when you have been working all day boarding up windows. Let the tool do the heavy lifting. Preppers love this thing because one tool handles almost every drain in the house. Sinks, showers, tubs, floor drains, even toilets with the proper attachment. The rigid auger has a patented auto-feed trigger. Squeeze it and the cable feeds itself into the pipe. No fighting, no guessing. No getting the cable stuck halfway down and panicking. One reviewer on Home Depot's website called it the tool that broke up the poop like I needed. Crude, honest, accurate. Here is the part that makes preppers buy this before the storm. A plumber during hurricane season costs $500 just to show up, if they even answer the phone. Most will not. They are flooded with emergency calls. $30 to $50 for a drain auger fixes the problem yourself. No waiting, no paying, no living with a house that smells like a sewer for 2 weeks. Item 10. Reflectix double reflective insulation. Now let me show you the one item that looks completely useless but actually saves your entire house. Walk past the fiberglass bats. Walk past the spray foam. Preppers are grabbing the Reflectix rolls instead. It looks like bubble wrap covered in aluminum foil. Do not laugh, this stuff is magic. Here is why preppers love this product. It reflects radiant heat instead of absorbing it. The shiny surface bounces up to 97% of heat back where it came from. When the sun beats down on your roof after a hurricane, that radiant energy turns your attic into an oven. Reflectix stops it cold. The real genius is how preppers use it during a power outage. You lose electricity, your air conditioner dies, your house starts cooking. Cut a piece of Reflectix to fit your windows, tape it in place with aluminum foil tape. The sun's rays hit the silver surface and bounce right back outside. Your living room stays 15 to 20 degrees cooler. No act required. The roll costs about $50 for a 25-foot by 2-foot section. That covers several windows or a garage door. One prepper in Florida lined his west-facing garage door with 2 layers of Reflectix. He said the heat difference was drastic. No more sweating the second he walked into his garage. Here's the part that surprises people. Reflectix needs an air gap to work properly. Do not press it flat against the glass. Leave at least 3/4 of an inch of space. That gap lets the foil do its job reflecting heat instead of conducting it. That is the list. 12 items. 1 trip. The difference between panic and peace. Here is the hard truth. Hurricane season does not wait. The shelves at Home Depot empty fast. Right now, while you watch this, preppers are loading these exact items into their trucks. The generators, the pumps, the $30 WaterBOB that holds 100 gallons. Do not be the person standing in an empty aisle with a panicked look on your face. Be the person who watched this video and showed up early. Now I need you to take action. Smash the like button, hit it right now. YouTube needs to know this video matters. Every like pushes this list to someone in Florida, Texas, or the Carolinas who has no idea hurricane season is already here. Comment below. Which item surprised you the most? The Reflectix? The drain auger? Or did I miss something? Share your tip. This community learns from each other. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Click the bell. Next week, I am releasing the 5 items you should never store in your basement during a hurricane. You do not want to miss that. Share this video with one person you actually care about. Your parents. Your neighbor who thinks a flashlight is a plan. Send it right now. Get to Home Depot. Get these items. Get ahead of the panic. I will see you in the